I am Dr. Fred Ogola. I'm a professor of strategy and decision making. I want to put it clearly that I'm a governance expert, and that's why in this petition, we belong to Operation Linda Ugatuzi, which is one of the organizations that is proposing to amend the Constitution of Kenya. Alongside it, we have seen a current violation of that very Constitution we are trying to amend, and that violation has been done by the establishment of the Hustler Fund, which for example, in governance is called Financial Inclusion Fund. So we have 19, if you like, issues that our feeling are illegalities when this fund is being set. One of them, according to the Public Finance Act, is a requirement that they should appoint a board that will make policies and govern the fund. As far as they are concerned, government communicates through government gazette. There is no gazettement of that board. They are just mentioned of who needs to sit in the board, but the board has not been constituted. It has not been gazetted. Secondly, there is no secretariat. Who will run this fund? If you look at all the funds working, Youth Fund, WUEH Fund, and the rest, they have a structure of a board, they have a secretariat, they have an office to go to. Which office will you go to if there is any complaint? So fellow Kenyans, what we are trying to say is that the governance structure of the fund has got so many questions. Thirdly, this fund has not been appropriated by Parliament, because Parliament sat to appropriate a budget when President Uhuru was the president. There is no supplementary budget, and the Parliament has not appropriated. I'm sure we elected parliamentarians to work, not that people work behind their back. So Wanjiku, the person representing you, has not actually appropriated this fund. So the question is, where is this fund from? And where is this fund sitting? Another issue we have is that we have a fintech company which is behind this fund. That fintech has not been disclosed. Is it a Kenyan fintech? Is it a Russian fintech? Is it Jose Camago's fintech? Is it from Nigeria? We need full disclosure on that. The other thing we need disclosure about is that why are Kenyans being asked to give their PIN, and what can this PIN be used? Kenyans, this PIN can be used to access your other access to money. If someone sends you money, for example, if you are a student like we used to be, and your father sends you money for your upkeep, and you took Hustler Fund, someone can easily be able to use that to access your money. Fifthly, there is no competitive bidding for the financial institution involved. So we have submitted a petition in court. We have conjoined KCB, Safaricom, NCBA, Attorney General, all those bodies, even Kenya Revenue Authority. We have also enjoined RBR, which is the Retirement Benefits Authority, NSSF, because you are being told that after you access a Hustler Fund, there's a way in which you have already paid for pension. Let me ask you, who is your pensioner? Can you put pension and you don't know who is your pensioner? We are being told that you will save money. Can you save money without knowing to which bank, and you don't have a bank account? You just tell me how this is possible. There are also issues about interest rates being paid. This money belongs to Kenyans, and Kenyans are being lent this money, then they are being asked to pay back with interest, and if you don't pay, you go to jail. So what we can do now is Kenyans take the money, but we have put a petition in court stating that you have no legal obligation to pay because the fund has not legally complied. So you have no legal obligations to comply with the terms and conditions of the fund, but take the money, because as far as I'm concerned as a governance expert, 10 billion is a contingency fund which can be given anyway if there's a change. For example, if you are dying of hunger, there's an outbreak, government without any supplementary budget can take the contingency fund, which is maximum 10 billion, and help people. So that is what this fund is at the moment. It is not yet a fund in the terms of the Hustler Fund. So take the money, don't feel legally obliged to pay until this case is heard and determined in court and declared to you that now you can be able to pay and assume legal obligation. And let me tell you what, because we don't know what this money is coming from, don't you see there's a room for wash to come in, whereby someone can bring in dirty money through the hustler fund, lend it to you, then you pay back, then they clean the money. And don't you also think that the government can print money without any form of it, then lend it to you, then you help them clean up? And do you know that the cabinet secretary has got a right to collapse this fund when he wants it? Meaning that your savings and the money, they can declare it collapsed by law, and you lose it. Another thing is that you are entering a hustler fund hole, and there is no exit. Only a madman enters a place, and they don't know how they'll come out, and they just enter. So I'm saying they are taking advantage of Kenyans' financial intelligence, governance intelligence, legal intelligence, to be able to do something they want. Now that the president passed an act, after this, they passed an act, it was passed in parliament, they have refused to comply it. Are they deciding to make this fund fail intentionally? Then after that, they'll collapse it, then we'll go back. So our work here is not to oppose the government, but we want the government to get it right first time. We want a sustainable model. The intentions are good, but this thing has changed from one phase to the other. First of all, it was free money. It moved to money which can be given you without you paying back. Then you pay back. Then now it's paid by interest. Then conditions about investment, I don't know, about pension and about savings. So in short, we are appealing to Kenyans, take the money, and we are asking the judge in charge of this case to stop Kenyans from the obligations of paying this money and to suspend the government functioning of this fund until they answer the 15 questions which we have put in the affidavit, which are very key. I think that is the main reason why we are here. This bill has been sponsored by Operational Linda Ugatuzi. We are not a political body. We are a body which came from Bunge la Wananchi. When we talk to them, they discover that some governance issues are actually hurting. So we are representing the people of Kenya. And even today, you'll hear the people of Kenya can agree with me that there's something wrong with this fund. Thank you. Something which is designed to fail. I don't even see its structure. So Kenyans are being conned. And what I can say, this is your time to con the government. Take that money. Until they comply, you have no legal opportunity. In fact, the first time when a citizen can con the government, this is the moment. You take the money, you don't have to pay until the government complies, because we cannot tell citizens, we can't comply, but you must comply. There should be no double standards in governance and in compliance.
Where is this fintech company registered?
We don't know, no public disclosure. It can be a Nigerian fintech, it can be a Russian fintech. We want to really have public disclosure. That's why we have asked the commissions for the budget controller to come to explain to us where is the fund coming from and where is it going, from which budget is it done. That's why they're also stated as interested parties.
Thank you.
Maybe can we have a copy of
per second? They are saying they are lending it. I don't know how much billions of shillings are moving per second. That's how serious this is.
Your name is Professor
Fred Ogola.
You can have my number. You send it to me so that I can send it.
Yes.
Fred Ogola.
Fred Ogola.
Yes. Leader, Operation Linda Ugatuzi. 0726. So? 0726. 817. KCB, you can go to office, but here, Hustler Fund has no secretariat, has no office, has no accounting officer, has no board, has no CEO. We can only go to politicians who are treating and Facebook.